Well, good day everyone. Thanks for joining us, and hope you're all well. You would remember from before the workshop part where we cut out those panels, and what I want to do today is now start to strip all this away, basically take all this off and get all this off and get these panels out and put the new ones in. Obviously they'll be unpainted. So to do that, really pretty straightforward. Just got all these cappings that I need to take off all the way around, and then I'll also need to take this off here, which is at the front because this panel's sliding underneath. And yeah, and then I've also got to bring the TVs back out because obviously I've got the same panel on the other side in a sandwich type arrangement. So got to go on the other side as well. So a little bit of work in that, but I'll just take these panels off on both sides, and we'll get back to you after that and show you what we've got to do next. One thing I realised just before I take these off, probably not a bad idea to number this all the way around, because there's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, there's quite a few of them. So if I get the numbering wrong, if I get this back in wrong, it might be a problem. So what I'll do is I'll just do it from the other side, and I'll just numerically number them 1, 2, 3 all the way around on the right side and on the left side. So, you know, 1R, 2R, 3R, and then I'll know that, and I'll just do a little quick diagram to remember where they go for when I put the panel back together. So little tip there to make sure I number all of this, and probably do the same with those as well. They're probably not too bad. I know where that one is. I know where that one is, and they're not changing, so really that probably doesn't matter so much. But these certainly will, because I'll be shortening some. Okay, so I've got that off now. As you can see, I've got a piece of 6mm MDF this side and sandwiched on the other side, which you would have seen from the model. So, and then just the capping that goes over that to obviously neaten that up. And that's that's a corner piece there, but all 3D printed. And you can hopefully catch that. That's the profile, just a simple profile like that, and just sits nicely into the recess once it's fully established again. So pulled all those off. I've obviously numbered them all. I'll now get the panel off on both sides and put the new panels up, and yeah, take it from there. All right, guys, got it all out. Here's the new panel, inside panel in, just with a couple of clamps just holding it temporarily. Beautiful cut, worked really well. So now it's just a case of me just re-drilling the holding points, which can be random, and we'll go from there. So I'll just drill those in now, get those in position, and then I'll go to the other side, pull that panel off, make sure that when I put the other one up, they're both aligned, obviously first for the capping. Once that's done, do the other side, and then it's to the capping. Put the capping back on, and we'll obviously need to shorten some, so we'll have a look at that when we get to it. All right, let's get this all drilled up and secured and do the other side. So as you can see, I've got both these panels on now, and so what we can do is we'll put the capping back in, and obviously because we've now got a lower panel and a bit bordered in that way, we're going to obviously have to shorten one of the ones down here and one of the ones on here, and one of the ones up here as well. So there's 3 to shorten. So let's get all the others assembled as best we can and then see what we've got to cut back. So we'll put them back in and go to the next phase. So as you can see, I've got the capping pretty well back in now, and these are the sections that I'm going to cut down. So obviously I've got a larger piece that would have been in there before, but because we've pulled it all in, so I'm going to just hacksaw down that. I've marked that over there, there and there, and put those back in, and we're done. Certainly an observation is, you know, on cutting this by, you know, manually with a jigsaw, you know, you get some minor, you know, obviously you can't follow it like what a CNC machine can do. So any little bumps and so on can affect the placement of those caps. So in some areas it's been a little bit more difficult, and I've had to put a few more screws in to kind of get it to work a bit better. But anyway, so yeah, I mean, my general advice would be if you can use a CNC machine guy and they can get a router for you and do it like that, much better. But it's not bad, and it'll come up okay once it's all painted up and everything else. I don't think we'll even notice. So yeah, all right, so I'll finish the hacksawing of those, put them in, and then show you what it looks like finished before we go to paint. G'day everyone. Okay, so here we go. I've now got them all back in and just basically cut down those final ones there to get them all back in. Because of the hand cutting nature of this rather than CNC, a little bit of imperfection between the two, so it was a little bit more difficult getting them in than what the CNC would have done, because it would have been a nice, beautiful, evenly matched cut. But nevertheless, it looks pretty good. Obviously, I've got the coat of paint to go back over all of this again, and that'll fill in some other imperfections as well. I had a couple of slight little gaps, but I think I can live with that. If not, maybe just get a very small filler piece or something like that for there. But more importantly, wanted to show you now what the view looks like. So as you can see, casting your eye across this, you no longer are seeing the back of the TV nor the underside of it from the left-hand view there. So that kind of disappears behind there nicely, as opposed to the other side, where you can see here, which I haven't done yet, and you can see what it is at the moment. So I definitely feel as if we've got a much better view now with this, and I'm really happy with how that's turned out. So what we'll do now is we'll do the other side, and yeah, go cut it from there. So I'll get the other side done, and I'll show you what the finished product looks like when that's all finished. And there we have it. Okay, window done. As you can see, right hand side now fully in. Got a couple of small little gaps which I'll just make some 3D printed filler pieces on, but that's just a bit cosmetic. But there they are there, and as you can see, I think that looks heaps better. You can no longer see the back of the TV nor the underside there in that view. You certainly can't see it in the front, and you can't see it over the left as well, both identical. So I've just got to paint these up. Can't remember what colour I used elsewhere, so I may have to paint the whole bloody side panel again. But I'll try and do the best I can with a colour match. Yeah, once that's done, I think we're good to go. So thanks everyone for watching, and on to the next upgrade. Thanks again. Well, good day everyone, thanks for joining us. Back in the sim rig now, and you would have seen from the workshop point, we had the panels cutted.